Over the years of me going on these solo bikepacking adventures all over the world, I've had the pleasure of testing out loads of different bikepacking gear. And I've been really impressed over time with some relatively inexpensive pieces of equipment that have turned out to be really good value for money. But equally, I've tested out some really expensive tents and other pieces of bikepacking gear that have just turned out to be absolute rubbish. And over the years of me doing these bikepacking adventures and making these films, I've used a lot of tents, so I'm well placed to give you some buying advice. In this video, we're going to be looking at 3 of Alpkit's most popular tents, from the Soloist to the Ordos and the Ultra. We're going to be looking at the pros and cons of all 3 of these. Stick around to the end of this video where I'm going to tell you which one you should buy with your own money. Now, I've actually done separate review videos for all 3 of these tents, so if you're wanting to see them in a bit more detail where I run through absolutely everything, I'll leave a link to those in the description and in the comments. Let me start by saying I actually bought these 2 tents with my own money. I wasn't given any money to do reviews for these videos. With the Ultra, I was actually lent that by Alpkit when it first came out nearly a couple of years ago now. But again, I wasn't paid to do a review, and they didn't review anything I said before it went live, so it was 100% honest. Let's start with the cheapest tent. This is the Alpkit Soloist, which starts at £150. For the eagle-eyed viewers amongst you though, or if you've already seen the review video, you'll know this isn't actually the Soloist. This is the Soloist XL, which, as you can imagine, is the slightly bigger version of the Soloist. It costs an additional £20, and for that you do get a lot more room. We'll talk about the pros and cons in just a second, but this is a very popular tent. I've seen lots of people using this on their bikepacking trips and for hiking trips all up and down the UK because it's well renowned for being a very good quality, pretty inexpensive tent. Let's look at the pros, and the first is it's pretty well priced. £150 for the basic one at full price is pretty reasonable. I have said on other videos, Alpkit tend to do a couple, if not a few sales every year, so you can definitely get it cheaper than that if you hang on to one of those sales. But even so, at £150, it is pretty well priced, pretty good value for the quality that you get. Secondly, it packs down small and it's really easy to pitch. Even if you've never pitched a tent before, I would wager you'd be able to set this up without instructions very quickly. It's also very robust and can handle pretty much all conditions you'd expect. And from that point of view, it's actually a really good beginner's bikepacking tent. If you've just started getting into bikepacking or through hiking, whatever the case may be, this is a really safe bet and it will definitely do the job and last you a long time. Moving on to the cons. The first is its size, and it's really small. I mean, incredibly small. It's very difficult to maneuver once you're in there. There's very little headroom, especially if you're pretty tall like I am. You will really struggle to sit up, even at the highest point in the middle. It's also a bit of a pain to get in and out of. There's only one door on this tent, which is fine, but it's a tiny submarine hatch basically. And as a result, you do have to go head first in or out, and it makes it kind of difficult to maneuver. Secondly, because it's such a small door and it is like a submarine hatch, because you tend to go in head first, you do often find that you knock your head on this top bit here, which, because of the way it's designed, does tend to collate water if it's been particularly heavy rain, which means you're more than likely going to get a shower coming in or coming out of your tent. It's also got a pretty tiny porch space. It's not fantastic for storing bikepacking gear. There's a little bit of space there, but not very much at all. And it only has one tiny pocket in the tent. So if you're just taking a phone, it's fine. But if you've got lots of stuff with you, it does make it a little bit messy once you're actually inside. Let's look at the Ordos. Now, this is actually the Ordos 2. There is also an Ordos 3. The number is how many people can sleep in it. This is the only 2-person tent in this review. And you might be thinking, why did you include a 2-person tent when the others are 1-person? It's because I feel that this tent is often overlooked and it has a lot of benefits and not that many drawbacks compared to the other 2. Let's look at the pros. The first is, as I mentioned, it's a 2-person tent, so you definitely have much more room in this versus the other 2. It's still a little bit on the small side if you've got 2 people in there, but if it's just you, there's absolutely loads of room. I also like the fact that this is only £50 more expensive than the Soloist XL. For that, you do get a lot for your money. There is a much bigger porch on this versus the Soloist, so you can easily store all of your bikepacking bags in there if you want to get them out of the rain. It also has 2 big pockets either side of the tent, so you can store your stuff in there and keep it tidy. It also has much more headroom. You can actually sit up in this and have something to eat or read a book or just get out of the rain it's much better for that. And surprisingly, it actually packs down roughly about the same size as the Soloist XL when it's all bagged up and put in the dry bag. Only slightly bigger, but given how much more space you get, it really isn't that much bigger when it's packed down at all. So that all sounds great. What are the cons then? There's only really two. One's pretty minor, and that is the cost. It is £50 more expensive than the XL, £70 more expensive than the Soloist, which isn't a huge amount of money, but it does all add up. Secondly, and this is more of a general gripe, is that the headroom, although you can sit up at the front, is still pretty poor. You can only sit up at the front of this tent because of the way it's designed. It slopes off towards the back quite significantly, so you're only really going to be able to sit up at the front, which makes it a bit annoying. And I've said in the past, Alpkit tents I've found do tend to be a little bit stingy on the whole when it comes to headroom, which is a bit annoying. And finally, let's look at the Alpkit Ultra. This is a fairly new tent from Alpkit, and it's their flagship ultralight bikepacking / backpacking specific tent. Before I give you my opinion on this, let's look at the facts. The first obvious benefit of this tent is its weight. It's an ultralight bikepacking tent, so as a result, it's ultralight. It's 900 grams, and that includes the poles and the pegs. Perfect for long distance or daxing or bikepacking races where every gram counts. I also like the design of this tent. I think it's very clever. It's carbon fiber poles, and it also has a crossbar on top, which makes a sort of box shape and gives the impression of more headroom. It has a reasonably sized porch just by the door area, so you can store quite a lot of stuff under there. But it also has, at the other side of the tent, quite a long fly that you can peg down and get access to from underneath, and it acts as a bit of additional storage. So you can get quite a lot extra in there. You'll find that you'll more than likely be able to store most of your bikepacking gear under there if you want to get it out of the rain. That leads me nicely onto the cons, and unfortunately there are a few. The first is the cost. It's £300 full price for that tent, which really does move it into that high-end bracket. And my opinion, you can get some really good tents for less than that, and some exceptional tents for just a little bit more, like my Nemo Dragonfly, which I believe is the perfect bikepacking tent out there. As well as the cost, you also have to look at its size. There's a reason it's so light. It's because it's really small. This has the worst headroom out of all the other tents that we've discussed. It has got quite a lot of space to lay down, quite a large footprint, but the headroom is so poor that you definitely will not be able to sit up there, especially if you've got a thick sleeping mat. I'm 6 foot, and without a sleeping mat, my head touched the ceiling. So by having a mat in there, there's absolutely no chance you'll be able to sit up. The carbon poles are also quite thin, and I would say they're pretty fragile. If you're going to take this tent out consistently in really stormy conditions, I would be a little bit nervous that they're going to snap. Because they're made of carbon as well, when you actually try and insert them when you're trying to put the tent together, the friction is quite tough. Because they're not made of metal, they don't slide in really easily. It does take a bit of force, and I also worry there that if you're going to be forcing the poles in, you're destined to have a breakage. So I don't like the flimsiness of the poles. And although this is the lightest tent we talked about today, it doesn't actually pack any smaller than the Soloist, and therefore the Ordos. It packs down about the same. The reason for that is that it has carbon poles, and those poles have to be longer to keep the strength up, whereas if you go for a lighter aluminium style tent for bikepacking, you can normally find that the poles separate into really small pieces, and that keeps the pack size down. So the fact that this packs down the same size as those other tents and is significantly more expensive is kind of a letdown for me. So which of these three tents should you actually buy? For me, it's a no-brainer. I'd choose the Ordos. You get way more space, a big porch, plenty of room to sit up, and it has the added bonus of being a two-person tent, so you can take another person with you if you want to do that. For me, the Soloist is just simply too small. Even the XL version, I really do struggle to sit up, and I also find getting in and out a real pain. Similarly with the Ultra, the fact it has a side door makes it easier to get out and get in, but the headroom is shocking, and it's really, really difficult to live with as a result. I also think they've gone a little bit too far with the lightweight stuff. I think they've shot themselves in the foot with a quest for it to be so light. They've reduced the headroom, they've used carbon poles, which means it doesn't pack down that small, and it's more expensive. So for me, the best option by far and away would be the Ordos. It's a great quality tent, will last you a very long time, and I've been really enjoying using it. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts on these in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.